We'll start with Jacob. Jacob, go ahead.
Hey Malik, happy first media availability. Curious, what are your thoughts on the training camp format and making this work during COVID, and how two practices have gone now with the restrictions you guys are under?
Obviously, it's not ideal circumstances, but I think our team has done a really good job of adapting and trying to get in the mind state of doing whatever it takes to make this season work. The last two practices have gone great. We've been in just helmets, doing 7-on-7, doing 1-on-1s and things like that on the back end. And it feels really good just to be out there. I think the entire vibe of the team is that we're just gonna work our butts off and be as prepared as possible when it comes to November 7th.
Next question will be from RJ with the bootleg. Go ahead, RJ.
Hey, Malik. Coach Anderson kind of broke down the competition in the secondary. You guys have spots to fill at corner and nickel and in the two deep and all that. I'm just curious, how are you guys looking right now in those 7-on-7 situations? And are there any guys standing out at this point?
I think our past 2 days have been going really good, really well. Room is really competitive right now, as Coach Anderson said. Obviously, we have guys making plays out there at all positions. Caillou Kelly was able to join us again today. He made a couple plays. Jonathan McGill got a pick today. But it's just competition in the back end. I think right now there is no set depth in anything we're doing. So we're out there just competing again. And we know as a team, as a secondary, that the best 4 guys are going to be out there on November 7th.
Next question from Daniel Martinez-Crams with the Stanford Daily.
Hey there, yeah. A lot of students getting used to Zoom classes, but then Zoom classes with football, had a lot of time to talk with coaches, freshmen getting worked in. How have those been for you?
It's been going pretty well. It's really just about managing your time and not getting too disturbed by being in your room. I think our team and a lot of guys, Stanford students, have just come to realize that you have to focus in, lock in, designate time to do your schoolwork, designate time to watch music, designate time to watch film. It's kind of been working really well for me once I set a schedule out and get those things going.
Next question back to Jacob Rayburn.
With those Zoom meetings, you were able to have more instruction time with the coaches than usual. And we've asked the coaches about whether they're seeing any, positive results of that extra time. Have you seen any examples of that, or is there anything that you can point to that you're like, okay, I think maybe we're a little further ahead than usual?
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have been beneficial for our entire team. Mostly on the defensive side, you're just able to break down things more and see the whole picture. A guy like me who's been here for so long, I kind of know each and every spot and how the defense works together. But young guys are now able to see, hey, what are the linebackers thinking? What are the safeties and the nickels thinking? So I think as a team, it's been really beneficial for us because we've been able to see the entire picture of our defense. Because with this longer time period, our coaches have been going more in depth with things, and it's been kind of just great for us as a team. So I'm excited to see how that plays out in the future.
Next, back to RJ Abadia.
So Malik, you guys as a team and as individuals were really, really active about speaking out on issues of injustice and social equality over the course of the summer. My question is, now that you're playing football and you're going to classes, where and how are you fitting that kind of work and that kind of activism into your schedule? And is there anything specific that you're focusing on or that the team is focusing on?
There have been a few specific things that this team and just the whole athletic department as a whole has been focusing on. We've just instituted this thing called Cardinal Black, which is a space for Black student athletes on campus to kind of congregate and form a kind of community. But as a team, I think we've always tried to integrate these things into our lives. So this is not crazy new to us. I think that the beautiful thing about our locker room is that when we have viewpoints, we have issues that we want to attack, we've been kind of vocal about it. And so We've constantly been in conversations with our team on the politics type of side. We've been getting everybody registered to vote. So I think we're almost at 100% rate of our student athletes on our team that are registered to vote. So I think we've just been trying to find time to integrate that within our lives. But I think it's been a big part of Stanford for a long time, and we've been able to get that done.
And then just one follow-up. I know that Coach has encouraged you guys to have kind of tough conversations with one another. Have you seen teammates kind of their eyes open to some of the experiences that other teammates have shared, and maybe have your eyes open in talking to some of your teammates?
Definitely, I definitely think that's been a part of our team, because obviously it just takes dialogue. Obviously, nobody knows the way people are brought up. Nobody knows the exact circumstances that cause people to think away. So I think within our team, we've just been kind of vocal and both just willing to listen to people talk, and I think that's been very helpful for our team. So I think we've had great moments within our team where guys have spoken out about certain situations, and you kind of get a feeling of affirmation from other people that they understand now why somebody may think a certain way.
Jacob, go ahead.
So Malik, I'm wondering about, from your perspective, how did guys do handling what was really a major test of self-discipline this offseason to take their development into their own hands in a greater degree than normal? When guys showed up for camp, and when you've been able to see guys maybe over the past couple of weeks, what's your impression of how guys did with that?
I think our guys did phenomenally well when it came to like basically just reacting to adversity. It started from leadership top down. I think when we kind of got separated, sent off campus, we made it a point for each member of the leadership council to reach out to that position group and kind of continue keeping constant communication. But I've been thrilled to see how guys have came back to this training camp period. You know, obviously it was less than ideal when it comes to the training that we got from March to now. But with saying that, guys have looked great. I've seen a lot of progress from younger guys and older guys that just really took advantage of this time. I think this was a time where we all could grow and get better at small things. And I can see that just from 2 days of practice that guys really come back and better themselves in this offseason.
Back to RJ.
So Coach Anderson thinks that at this point you could probably coach most of the positions on the defense. So putting your coach hat on, how long does it take for a secondary to come together to the point where they really are playing as a group? And I guess to finish for me, are you a future coach? Are we looking at a future coach right now?
So I think to answer your first question, it probably takes just within the training camp period for guys just to be in one accord. Obviously, like we don't have the perfect communication that we want like now, but that usually takes to the middle of training camp towards the end to finally feel crisp, to finally feel like, hey, we're moving on the string in the back end. So it's exciting though. Even now, I think right now as a group we're kind of ahead of schedule. Just from practice today, you're hearing guys echo calls, you're hearing guys make calls on the front end that we kind of didn't see at the beginning of the camp last year. So I'm excited to see where that leads us. As far as me being a coach, I have given that thought. Right now, my focus is just becoming the best player I can for this team right now. But I have given that thought because I do love talking the ball. I do love teaching young guys, and I just love just explaining how ball works. So I don't know where my path leads after football is over, but that could be a possibility.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rush you onto the sidelines or anything. Just curious about the future.
Right.
Any other questions for Malik? All good. Well, thanks, Malik, for the time, and we'll have Drew Dahlman here shortly.